Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, I will showcase my build for the League Starter version of the Carrion Golem. I will not explain every single thing because you can always just copy the paste bin and dive into the POE to have a look yourself. And also remember to look up to the Q&A section of this video if there are anything you are unsure of. Okay, first up is the skill tree. This is how it looks like. Please remember that the skill tree has completely changed and now there is passive mastery. So I did not I did not get every single mastery, so pay very close attention to it. And I have different skill tree for different levels. So of course I did a short leveling like guide for this one. So after you complete Act 1, this is how your tree should look like. And then Act 2, you progress on to here, Act 3 and Act 4. So I only do for 4 acts because these 4 are like more of the problematic ones in front, and then after that you can just go wherever you like to reach the level 68 skill tree. And then 80 is more like the optimum level to scale all your passive nodes. Okay, so if you are higher than level 80, I have two options for you. One is to have more character life. So if you can see over here, we are close to 5000 HP. And then if you decide to have more minion sustainability, it is also available, which I will go over to here to get the defense mastery for the grave intentions for minions chaos resistance and extra maximum elemental resistance. Okay, for the ascendancy, we will start by taking the minion damage aura effect and then to commander of darkness, and then mindless aggression, and then from here on you can choose which one to take. Personally, I would just say take bone barrier first for more survivability, and then once you can do uber lap, you can just take unnatural strength. Okay, so with this we are sitting roughly at about 550k DPS per carrion golem. So at level 80 your life should be around 4100 life. I think that is just good enough. And for the mana reservations, don't be too bothered about it because the changes have not been implemented in POE yet. So you should have more than enough mana to sustain all your mana reserves. Okay, and we don't really go for evasion rating in this build. So for the defensive layer is we are actually going for armor instead. So this is not the actual armor also. POB has not updated determination, and with the determination changes, we are going to have a lot more armor than what you see over here. So our physical damage reduction is actually quite high. Okay, and as usual, you have to cap your fire resist, and this is how roughly your DPS will look like. We are only going to have 5 carrion golems and then 1 stone golem. I will show it in the skill tree later on. And for the Pantheon, I decided to go something different this time. So first up will be Soul of Arakali, and this is to prevent this is to take the Witch of the Cauldron, which has plus 25% chaos resistance against damage over time. For those of you that have played 3.15, I think you guys know that poison and chaos damage is really hard to deal with in the mid games, like when you reach maybe white or yellow maps, you will start to see the problems coming up for chaos or poison damage. So I decided to take this, and Soul of Shakari, which has 5% reduced chaos damage taken, and yeah, all the resistance against chaos and poison damage basically. And for the skill tree, I have divided into 2 sections. One is the main skills, which when you reach level 68 onwards, and then there is one for the leveling section where I have put over here what are the skill gems you need to take along the acts. Okay, so I indicated a double star here. This icon refers to it if there is any changes to the links from the previous acts. Means, let's say for example here, in Act 2 you can see a double star, right? Which means under this slot here, there has been changes based on the previous link skill gems, okay? So you can just follow all of this all the way until Act 4, because Act 4 is the last act where you can get all your skill gems. And do remember that I have this red color highlighted skill gem slots where you gotta keep aside first and level. I think this is quite important as well. Okay, so do take note of the leveling skill gems. And for those of you that actually followed my previous League Starter build, there is quite a bit of a change over here. We are no longer running Precision, so the only auras we are running is Dread Banner, Pride, Vitality, Determination, and Flesh and Stone. Yeah, I feel Determination is very important because of the current Scourge League now. There will be lots of monsters and we need to soak up quite a bit of damage. Okay, and for the items, it's just very straightforward. Look for 2 Clay Shaper at the start of your league. If you do not have the Clay Shaper yet, then you can just use a wand and use Essence of Fear on the wand. Okay, so that will give you, on a medium scale, it should give you about 50 increased minion damage. Okay, so both will give you like about 100% increased minion damage. Yeah, the damage is not, it might be better, but the skills overall, because Clay Shaper will give you additional golem, so definitely Clay Shaper is the better option, okay? So the rest of your items is just life and resistance. Okay, you can see over here, only one of your ring needs to have strength, and then you can just bench craft dex. Okay, and then the belt also, you can just have life and resistance. You don't really need to follow this. The armor is not really necessary. For your body armor, I just put the tabula rasa because just to showcase for 16 purpose, you can just get any armor temporarily. So if you do not have a 6 link, you can always just change to the 5 link or the 4 link skill gems. Okay, and for the flask, very straightforward. Just go for the Quicksilver for more movement speed, and then you want to take this grant immunity to poison for 4 seconds. They changed this also, so now it grants you immunity to poison. Can't remember how long already, but just do remember to take this. And then we have Jade Flask for evasion, Granite Flask for armor, Quartz Flask for the phasing, and 1 life flask. Okay, so for the 3 jewel sockets, I have put Primordial Eminence, Conqueror's Efficiency, and Primordial Harmony. Then again, in the early games, you probably won't have Eminence and Harmony, so you can just leave this one out in the meantime first. So Conqueror's Efficiency is the more important one to sustain your mana reserve. Okay, do take note for my amulet, I am actually going to use the Citrine amulet. So it's important because we require the strength and dex for the build. And I have actually anointed Alacrity. So Alacrity is over here, and it is very simple to anoint. You just need 3 clear oils, which is like the lowest tier of all the oils. Just anoint it to get the 30 dex, and then you can have enough dex to run all your skills, gems, or equipment. Yeah, so do take note of this anointment. Okay, on to the Q&A. So first question, why Carrion Golem instead of Zombie, Spectral, or Skeleton build? First of all, Carrion Golem has been something that I've played very long, so I'm very comfortable with and I know how it works. And of course, you can always just try Zombie, Spectral, or Skeleton. But I think in terms of single target DPS, Carrion Golem always wins them all. Yeah, because of the combo attack and multi-strike synchronization, it just deals a lot of single target damage. Okay, so Zombie is more like the tankier version of a minion build. Spectral, I really don't know how you're going to play this now because we all know that Syndicate Operatives is kind of like dead. It probably has still some decent map clear, but I think in the boss you probably just going to suffer a lot because they cannot shotgun the boss right now, and the longer you stay at boss, the more your syndicate operatives is prone to dying. Okay, and next, skeleton is actually quite decent as well. I'm talking about the skeleton mages build. Yeah, so it's just up to personal preference. Okay, next. So why take the sacrifice nodes and the ones near it when other players commented is bad? So the other nodes near sacrifice is actually just minion regeneration. I can show it to you over here. See, minion regenerate 1.5% of life per second. Also same 1.5% of life per second. So I see not many people actually take the nodes here, but okay, the reason I took it is because there are no other forms of regeneration anymore, okay, other than Righteous Army. So Righteous Army is the other node that gives minion regeneration. Like, yes, it is actually nice that we took the minions leech 1% of damage as life on your so this actually helps your carrion golem to sustain their life. It's actually quite a lot. So let's say if our carrion golem has 550k DPS, he is going to heal up about 5,000 life every second. So that's actually quite good, right? Yeah, but you have to consider for your other minions as well. So what about your zombies, your support spectres, or even your animate guardians? They need some sort of sustainability or life regeneration, and this is the only node that can provide them. Do you remember we are not using the cluster jewel yet? That is why I have to take this over here. Otherwise, vitality and stone golem is not enough to sustain your raise zombie and summon spectres. Okay, how far can this build bring you? I will say this build is more than sufficient enough to bring you until yellow tier maps. You can definitely do Uber Lab quite easily as well. Should not be a problem. And this build is more than enough for you to farm up to transit into the low budget version, which I will showcase later on. Okay, next, can you no longer stack more auras on this build? The answer is yes and no. There is actually a cap to how many auras we can stack, but because of the changes to the skill tree, it's not worth to go too far stretched out into the mana increase efficiency nodes anymore. So if I were to show you, the ones I only took is actually here, which is sovereignty. And then you still can take leadership, but it's quite out here. Yes, you can take here, but the most it gives you another one more aura, which is probably your precision, and I don't think it's worth it at this point because all you get is this 8% mana reservation efficiency of skill. Okay, and the next one is right all the way below, which is leadership over here. So you can see that you will need to take a lot of skill points to reach over here, and there is no longer any minion damage nodes over here. So that is why I feel it's not worth it anymore. Yeah, and the rest is just charisma and this reservation efficiency. We will not be going over to here because there's no minion nodes over here anymore. And yeah, so this is just like more optimum version of it, where you can scale life and sufficient number of minion damage for the build. Okay, that comes to the end of my build guide. If there is still anything you are unsure of, just come over to my Discord channel to ask. I think the players over there are quite friendly as well. And also, I just want to comment that Carrion Golem is not a good map clearer. It's decent enough, but it's an extremely strong boss killer. Okay, so for those of you that wants to try Carrion Golem, this is how it works. And for those of you that want to transit into the low budget version of this build, be sure to check my video for the low budget version that I'm releasing soon, because you will need to snipe a few items before it gets very expensive, and I will list them only in the low budget version of the build. Okay, lastly, I will be streaming right off from league start all the way until the end of day 2. Of course, I will be taking meal breaks in between. And then I will be slightly not streaming on day 3. Okay, maybe half a day only on day 3, but I will continue back on day 4. So for those of you that wants to catch my stream, do remember I will not be available on day 3 of the league because I have some personal errands to run. Okay, once again, thank you for watching. Do remember to hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!